Alright, so there are some people on the plane. There's an American, a Britishman, a French guy, and a Mexican. And they're flying over the middle of nowhere. The plane's about to go down the nosedive. Wants to know, like, only one person can stay on the plane, otherwise they're going to crash. So the British guy says, "I'm doing this for the Queen," and he jumps off the plane. The French guy says, "Remember the French Riviera?" He jumps out of the plane as well. And the American says, "Remember the Alamo," and pushes the Mexican guy out of the plane. Alright? Now, here's another joke about being on an airplane, about some people on an airplane. I know. It might get old after a while. I got this one and another one, but it's pretty decent. Alright, so there's three people on the plane. There's an American and two Iraqis. The American decided to get more comfortable and he took his shoes off. Kind of relaxed a little. It's gonna be a long plane ride. And then the American said, "Oh man, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." So the American leaves. Then one Iraqi guy says to the other, "I'm gonna spit in one of the American shoes." So he goes and spits in his shoe. But after he finishes doing that, the American comes back out of the bathroom. Then he goes up to the guys and says, "Hey, I'm gonna get a Coke. Do you guys want some?" So they said, "Sure." The American goes off to get a Coke. The other Iraqi guy says, "I'm gonna go spit in his other shoe." So he spits in his other shoe. The American comes back with 3 Cokes, hands them to the two Iraqis, gets them himself, he sits back down, puts his shoes on, and then he says, "I wish we could all just be friends. I mean, our people are killing each other over in Iraq. We're spitting in each other's shoes, peeing in each other's Coke. Now, we're going to take a Qwick15 from the jokes about being in airplanes. Yeah, I know that one wasn't that funny. And we're going to move on to jokes about people being in bars. Going into bars. Bars. Okay, so the guy goes to a bar, and he has a pet monkey. So when he sits down, orders a beer, gets the beer, starts drinking, the monkey jumps off his shoulder onto the counter. He goes over to the peanuts and starts eating a bunch, goes over to the cherries, eats a bunch more. Then the monkey jumps over to the pool table, puts the cue ball in his mouth, to everyone's amazement, swallows it. So then the bartender says to the guy, "Dude, what do you think he's doing? The peanuts and the cherries, he even swallowed the cue ball over there on the pool table." So then the guy says, "Oh, I'm sorry." He gets into everything. I'll pay for everything. So then the guy pays for everything, then he leaves and takes his monkey. So then next week, the guy comes back with the same monkey, sits down again, orders a beer. The monkey jumps off the table, goes to the peanuts, sticks one up his butt, then eats it. Then he goes over to the cherries, sticks one up his butt, then eats it. Then the bartender says, "Oh my God, man, look what your monkey's doing. It's disgusting. Like everything up his butt and eating it." Then the guy said, "Oh yeah, ever since he had to poop out that cue ball, he's been measuring everything." Alright. Now, we are going to go back to those airplanes I joked. I know you may not want to, but this wasn't too bad. Actually, it's heard this one today. Carson's friend, some of my friend's friends. His name was, I don't know what his name was, but still, he was really good. Anyway, there's a family on a plane, and there's a mom, a dad, they have a son and a baby. So then the family decides that they're flying it over their house, and they're just going to take some parachutes and jump off the plane and land in their backyard. But the baby, who doesn't have a parachute, they decide to let him stay on the plane, and they'll pick him up at the airport when it lands. So the family jumps out of the plane, they deploy the parachutes, all of a sudden they hear a wee. They look around like, "What is that?" Then they just decide to wait, don't worry about it. So then when they finally land in the backyard, they see the baby jumping on the trampoline. Then they ask the baby, "Hey, how'd you get down here so fast? We were supposed to meet up with you at the airport." And then the baby said, "Me Chinese, me go down, me hit right at that, his mom. He go, and I go, zoom." yay, you're still laughing throughout the segment. Okay, anyway, now for my last joke for today. It's about a pirate, and he looks like a pirate, and oh, so there's this pirate. His friend owns a bar. But this pirate guy, he's kind of old, he's sad and tired. So then, after his last voyage, he pulls up the dock and he goes to his friend's bar. He's like down the road. Then he goes inside, he has his iPad, his hook hand, and his pencil. So then he goes in and says, "Man, dude, I haven't seen you in a long time. What happened to your hand?" Then he says, "Oh yeah, I got into a sword fight when we raided the ship. I got it sliced off. It's fine now." And he says, "Yeah, but look at your leg. You have a peg leg. How'd that happen?" "Oh, well, we were getting raided the week after that, and the cannon blew my leg off. It's fine though. I have a nice pen and the peg down to the place." Then he says, "Well, dude, what happened to your eye? How'd you lose that?" So then the guy says, "Oh yeah, a burn poops in my eye." Then the bartender says, "I didn't know you could lose an eye from a bird pooping in it." And then the pirate said, "No, you can't. It's my first day with the hook." Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching Qwick15. Like I said, just call me Qwick15. Anyway, thank you very much. I know it's spelled wrong. That name was already taken, so I added the W instead of U. Pronounce it the same way. Anyway, once again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.